Lots of eyes on Reliance Stadium in Houston to see if Jim Caldwell and the Colts could move to 16-1 all-time against Gary Kubiak and the Houston Texans. Into the second quarter, Houston's seventh play of this drive. Matt Schaub looking off, coming back to a wide-open Kevin Walter. 22-yard touchdown, and Houston leading 13-0.
One of the only passing highlights of the day for Schaub. He was just 9 of 17 for 107 yards.
Lots of rushing highlights, though. Texans' next possession, Schaub going to be picked off by Melvin Bullitt. Takes it back to the Houston 35. He's playing for the injured Bob Sanders.
Yeah, Bob got hurt again. It just seems like Bob Sanders cannot stay healthy.
You play with reckless abandon, you don't stay healthy.
7 plays later, it was second goal from the 14. Manning from the shotgun looking for Reggie Wayne and finds him. 14-yard touch, Indy. The Colts cut the lead to 6, trailing 13-7.
Well, this combination has been so good for so long. But, Jamie, you talked about it earlier. Peyton Manning got pounded by that front seven of the Texans.
And as Marshall thought we were talking earlier, that was a back shoulder post.
Yeah.
Peyton's the best.
Speaking of front seven poundings, how about what Arian Foster did to the Colts front seven? Here he goes, 13 yards, much more where that came from.
It's a scary offense if they can run the football.
Yep.
You know they can throw it.
4th and 1 now at the Colts 20. Foster going to bounce it out to the right side. Beats the Colts to the edge. 2-yard gain. Chains move, and it's first down Houston. 6 plays later, inside the 1, 3rd and goal from the 1. Foster to the right side, in easily for the touch. 10 rushes on the drive, 49 yards. That's only one drive. The Texans leading now 20-10. Into the fourth quarter, Indy with the football, trying to come back. They have 3rd and 5 at the Houston 41. Manning from the shotgun, 32 yards to Austin Collie. Puts it on the turf, recovered by Glover Quinn.
But do you think prior to that the fans in that building would get a little nervous? They've seen the Colts come back quite a bit.
Time again.
Here comes Arian Foster. Cuts it back. 42 yards later, he was at the Colts 49.
Nice run. Just good execution. Good patience, too. Waiting on the blocks to develop. Cuts it back for a big run.
More Arian Foster, nice. This time 25 yards and a sprint past Melvin Bullitt. 25-yard touchdown. Houston leading 27-10.
He showed flashes last year in the second half of the season.
You knew the Colts had come back, though. Hit as he throws. Peyton Manning by Glover Quinn. Pierre Garçon punches out and saves the interception. Nice job of being a defensive back by Garçon.
Garçon struggled a little bit today, but he made a good play there. Dropped the ball, key play. They put him on the bench for a hot second.
Yeah, they did.
Manning finding Dallas Clark. Indy touchdown. Now the lead is cut to 10 at 27-17.
Nervousness starts. No, just keep giving the ball to that kid.
Arian Foster, 8 yards off the right side. I don't believe he was touched.
Great job by the Texans, and both lines for that matter. Offensive line and defensive line asserting themselves in this game. They were all over the defensive line for the Texans, were all over Peyton Manning the entire game.
Just 2 sacks, but I believe they put a helmet on him 8 or 10 times.
Yep. Arian Foster, 231 yards rushing. That's the second most on opening day in NFL history.
Manning Bowl 2 in Indianapolis. And Eli trying to catch up, but to big brother. These two teams met back in 2006 with the Colts beating the Giants. Eli, Archie and Olivia there enjoying the action, and Peyton to Reggie Wayne for 13 yards. Colts were embarrassed, Coach, in Week 1. Came out determined.
They were, and they wanted to make sure that didn't happen again. They go right down the field with their opening script like nobody's business.
Donald Brown, 11 yards there, and Brown does it again, Michael.
Yeah, when you see this, when the Colts are throwing the ball like Peyton was throwing the ball and running the ball like this, it is, get this, impossible to stop this offense.
Donald Brown with 69 yards on the ground. Colts on top, 7-0. How about Joseph Atai?
Just when you count him out, that 1-2 step, he does it like no other.
3 plays later on the play action, they were running so well, this was bound to work.
Yeah, if you see nickel defense or 6-man front, Peyton will run the football, and this play action stuff is always dynamite for them down the field.
50 yards to Dallas Clark, 14-0. Eli Manning coming back, looking for Steve Smith. Antoine Bethea is there, and Gerard Powers comes up with the pick.
Eli's trying to be like Big Brother, says, let me go deep, I can do this too. And Indy's defense said, they've been on us all week. No way, buddy, not today.
Giants threw a challenge flag because they wanted Powers to be marked down by contact. But as you see here, the ball goes off Smith and Bethea and right into the hands of Powers, and he was not touched, so the play stood and led to a Colts field goal. All right, Giants get it back down 17-0. Robert Mathis is there.
Yeah, John Tierling's guys are lathered up for this game, and they are rushing the passer. You got guys coming off both edges, Dwight Freeney and Mathis.
Mathis had a sack. Freeney had 2. The fumble there, recovered by Eric Foster. 31 seconds left in the half, and there's a team in the National Football League run the 2-minute drill better than the Indianapolis
Nobody
Colts.
does. He's good with timeouts and spiking the ball when they have to, mixing run and pass, and just good clock management all the way around.
And then finally, 14 seconds left. Austin Collie had a great rookie season a year ago. Colts on top 24-0.
Just keep finding players. Austin Carley, Pierre Cousin, everybody just Peyton's going to throw it. It's easy to catch. Just hold on to the ball. Hold on.
Third quarter here, it's Amon Bradshaw picking up 11 yards.
It's no quit in this little guy. I love his toughness, his feistiness, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield.
And Manning now steps up, and he finds Mario Manningham, and this is what Giant fans expected to see more of.
Yeah, we saw this last year quite a bit. Eli throwing the ball down the field. He's got a good group of receivers, too. He just didn't show up as often today.
All right, Brandon Jacobs, out of frustration, tried to slam his helmet down, but it ended up going up about 10 rows into the stands. The fans there didn't want to give it up. And by the way, Jacobs didn't get back into the game.
Yeah,
Give him his helmet
It's
back.
not like a foul ball. You can't keep a man's helmet.
It's a helmet.
Helmet, man.
With the strip, the sack, Fili Muala with the recovery and the touchdown. Colts bounce back in a big way. They win at 38-14. In Denver, here is the Broncos getting set to take on the Indianapolis Colts. And, of course, Kenny McKinley, the wide receiver who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound earlier in the week. And Bronco fans remembering him. Down 6-0. Kyle Orton looking for Demaryius Thomas. Jacob Lacey in the right place at the right time.
He got all this. Is that a ghost? I didn't see anybody.
That's the same play that was picked off in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's playing 2-deep zone. Now his eyes are in the backfield all the way, looking at the quarterback. He reads this and he breaks on the ball. Jacob Lacey, this is an easy pick and return big. Set up the first score.
All right, so here come the Colts. And we've seen this plenty of times. Peyton Manning to Austin Collie for the touchdown. Colts on top 13-0 and at 10 points off 2 Bronco turnovers. Orton looking for Jabbar Gaffney, who had a big game.
Boy, he caught him. That's a hard throw to make that ball all the way out to the sideline, but he put it out there perfectly for Gaffney.
Fourth and goal here. Lawrence Maroney, they picked him up from the Patriots, and he gets in for the touchdown.
Wait a minute.
But did he?
Look at it. That's an aggressive call on fourth down.
He got to smell it right now, Coach. He got to smell
The
it.
knee is down. Where's the ball? It's not over the plane of the goal line. He's not in.
So the Colts challenge worked. It was overturned. Colts on top 13-3 at the break. All right, third quarter here. It's Orton to Brandon Lloyd. This young man.
People question when they paid Orton, but now we understand why. Completing balls to 9 different receivers on the day.
13-10. Manning to the Blair White Project here.
I'm going to walk on at Michigan State. This guy's doing well for himself. Off the practice squad. Bring him up.
Peyton said, come on, you want to catch the ball? I'll give you a touchdown, too.
Colts on top 20-10. Orton dumps it off to Maroney. Nice couple of moves here.
Great.
Breaking ankles. 28 yards down to the Colts 19-yard line. 4th and 3. Why are they going for these?
I don't know,
Instead of
Josh.
getting
He's an
the
aggressive
points.
play call. This is the second time now on 4th down in the red zone that he went for it.
Fade stop, quarterback and receiver not on the same page.
They had 5 trips to the red zone, didn't score 1 touchdown. Peyton Manning and Austin Collie, they scored a couple of touchdowns. It was on a 3rd and 15.
Like radar.
Not many people in the world can make a throw like that, like Peyton Manning just made.
48 yards there, and now it is a Manning to Collie for the touchdown. Austin Collie, 171 yards, 12 receptions, and a couple of TDs. Colts win it. Taking place in Jacksonville, the AFC South, between Peyton Manning and the Colts. David Garrard was drafted 6 times.
Is that the option?
I used to run that.
Moji, you ran that option.
Oh,
Get that
man,
option.
man, too. David Garrard
Get it in.
with that thing.
25 yards for the touchdown. This game's tied up at 7.
Let me see Peyton do that.
Reggie Wayne
I don't think he wants to.
had a huge day. Manning to a Wayne, 11 yards here.
Get in mind.
2 plays later, it's 26 yards. It led to a Dallas Clark touchdown. And here
One
is
had a
Manning
tough
again.
day. Had a tough day.
7 catches, 65 yards first half. Game was tied up at 14 at the break. Third quarter, 14-all, and is Manning looking for Brody Eldridge. Picked off, though, by Anthony Smith. Eldridge hit by Gerald Alexander. Nice shot right there.
Great hands. Great focus.
So you got to put that ball, you got to catch that ball in your body, trap it against your body.
So a Jaguars offense that has been struggling this year comes up big. Garrard to Mercedes Lewis,
That's
15
a big
yards
man.
to touch.
That is a big dude catching that ball, man.
Peyton Manning, Ansi to get back on the football field. Deep in his own territory. Reggie Wayne for 21 yards.
Yeah, when he's in trouble, he's always looking for Reggie Wayne now. He's always available. Here's the college screen. Follow your big blockers down the field, another 15 yards.
A week ago was Austin Collie with 12 catches. Wayne ends up with 15. A dive puts his head down, leans in for the touchdown.
By Peyton. Sees 6 in the box, run it up in there.
Tied up at 21. Jaguars making a game of it. Garrard to Tyquan Underwood.
Still in the game, come on.
And a late hit. Give me 15 more.
6 plays later, it's Garrard to Maurice Jones-Drew. Hasn't scored a touchdown in 5 games going back to last year. It's his first 2 touchdowns of the season, one on the ground and also one through the air. All right, 4th and 10 here. This is the game, but Manning finds Dallas Clark for a gain of 16 and a first down. All right, the very next play here, 1st and 10. No one runs a 2-minute drill better than Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. How does Reggie Wayne get that open?
Right, you got to watch this quarterback. He's eyeing Peyton Manning the whole play. Watching and looking in the backfield. His responsibility is deep third and allows Reggie Wayne to run right by him.
Oh,
come on, son.
So David Jones gets burned badly. Meanwhile, Manning now 3rd all-time in NFL career passing, surpassing John Elway. And Manning on the rollout to Collie for the touchdown. Colts tie it up at 28 with 48 seconds left.
He left David Garrard too much time.
All right, so here we go. Garrard now looking for Tyquan Underwood.
nice.
22 yards. Garrard 17 and 22, 163 yards. Garrard looking for Underwood here.
Don't do it. Oh,
Lucky that
Very
Kelvin
lucky.
Hayden doesn't take it back the other way
That's
for
what
6.
separates the good from the great. You got to make those plays.
The play, man. The game's over.
All right, 5 seconds left. Garrard's done all he can. Peyton Manning waiting for overtime. Here comes Josh Scobie. His previous career high was 53 yards. 5 seconds left. Scobie with way from 59 yards away. Jack Del Rio, Scobie fired up. Peyton Manning in a trance. So the Jaguars knock off the Colts 31-28. The Colts are 0-2 in the AFC South. They're 2-2. Josh Scobie, the 3rd longest game-winning kick since 1983. Scobie fired up afterwards.
I've never been that excited after a kick in my life, and I think that's the 3rd time I've hit one over 50 to beat the Colts, and each one gets more and more fun. That's the longest kick I've ever made in a game and at any level, and that was a whole lot of fun.
The assessment is we're 2-2. I mean, that's what it is, and it's not what we want to be, not what we set out to be. It's what we are, though, and we have to find ourselves, find a way to dig ourselves out of a hole. And we are in a hole.
Who would have thought the last undefeated team in the league would be the Chiefs, 3-0? Would this be the day that they would suffer their first loss? Colts have won 9 of the last 10 meetings between the teams. Kansas City starts off the game with an onside kick attempt, but the ball did not go 10 yards. Illegal procedure, an early gamble failed for Kansas City. Colts 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. They give it to Joseph Adai, a run of 11 yards, and that would wind up with a field goal for the Colts, going up 3-0. Adai touched the ball 10 of 11 first quarter plays. Jamal Charles with an 11-yard pickup for Kansas City, and then looking end zone, Matt Castle incomplete in traffic. So they would wind up with no points on that drive. That was a 4th and 2 that they went for it. Peyton Manning, his pass is knocked down by Derek Johnson in the 2nd quarter. They're up 6-0, going for it on a 4th and 2. The give to Joseph Adai. He is stuffed right before halftime. The Colts unable to convert on the 4th down. And Kansas City will have a chance to move the ball, try and get a field goal, and they give it to Chris Chambers for a pickup of 13, plus a late flag for a late hit. 15 yards added on. Kelvin Hayden with the penalty that puts the Chiefs into field goal range. They would get a field goal and trail 6-3 at halftime. Third quarter, second possession of the half for the Colts. Peyton Manning picked off by John McGraw, just his second pick of the entire season. On the very next play, Matt Castle looking end zone for Dwayne Bowe, but he drops it. Castle had 7 straight incompletions. All 3 were drops on that drive. Dwayne Bowe missing a big opportunity. They would settle for a field goal, trailing 9-3. Fourth quarter, Colts up 12-9. They give to Mike Hart. He gets into the end zone. An 11-yard score. Colts go up in this one and win it 19-9. First time since 1970, no team started 4-0.
Peyton Manning taking on Donovan McNabb. Manning selected number 1 overall in 1998. McNabb number 2 overall in 99. A couple of Titans in the game. McNabb's first pass out, looking for Santana Moss. Gerard Powers is there. And he takes it to the Colts 43, and Peyton Manning and company in business.
Read that slant all the way.
All right, the Colts now on the next possession. It's Manning. Garcon splits the double team beautifully for a 57-yard touchdown.
This guy, look, every week you're going to get a big play early in the game from Peyton and his guys, and he didn't disappoint today at all.
All right, the Redskins trying to get a running game going, and for the second straight week, Ryan Terrain doing a nice job.
Not known for his speed, but very elusive and very powerful.
Right. Big fella moving there.
The game tied up at 7. Second quarter, Colts get it back. How about this? Pierre Garcon, 14 yards to the 10-yard line. 12th play now of the Indianapolis drive, and it's Peyton Manning to Austin Collie. Peyton-esque on this night.
They're going to get that play action and get the linebackers and safeties to bite and shoot it into the end zone time and time again.
14-7, Colts get it back. The one-handed grab for Garcon.
Oh, that looks like what Deacon Moss did in the movie. And, of course, I had a stunt double and camera angles. He did it for real.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable, too. I mean, he's using the right hand as opposed to the left hand, which would
with the
be
hard
more
hand.
apropos. Right.
Yeah, great athleticism on that play.
All right, led to an Adam Vinatieri field goal. All right, first possession of the third quarter. Brian Arakpo, he stripped the sack, and Andre Carter recovers the fumble. And you got to make plays in this league in order to give your chance and your team the best chance
Peyton
to win.
Manning is hard to sack. He's the least sacked quarterback over the last decade. But they got to him today, caused the fumble.
All right, so the ensuing Redskins position, first and goal. Terrain is in for the second time for the game. Redskins, they cut that Colts lead down to 17-14. Colts coming right back. Joseph Adai with a big night. 46 yards.
Yeah, Joseph Adai was running real well before he got hurt tonight.
The longest run of Adai's career. He did have a shoulder injury and left the game. All right, Colts on top, 24-14. Adai banging his way into the end zone.
Physical running game from the Indianapolis Colts. If they can ever sustain that, it'll be impossible to stop.
And here is a play where Adai ended up leaving the game. He was hit by London Fletcher. It was a completely legal hit and knocked the football out.
That's the way to get to the ball.
Laron Landry recovers the fumble. And it's a shoulder injury for Adai. All right, a couple possessions later here, 27-17. McNabb and Santana Moss with 8:36 left. All right, to 6:28, 4 plays later. And it's McNabb here to Anthony Armstrong for a first down.
You see this offense getting better and better each week with the run game, and Donovan McNabb a little bit more comfortable with his receivers.
All right, ninth play of the drive, 4:12 left. Joey Galloway, 18 yards to the 19-yard line.
Coach Una said Donovan's doing a great job controlling, directing, and being a leader for the Washington Redskins.
And now McNabb dumps it off to Keelan Williams for the 8-yard touchdown, the first of Williams' career. And McNabb, 10 for 11 on that drive. But clock management, an issue a bit here for the Colts because Washington had all their timeouts and they didn't make them use them.
Yeah, they're going incomplete passes and stopping the clock. And we saw Joseph Adai go up and down the field on a couple of drives earlier. And I thought they would come out and try to do the same thing.
So Peyton Manning, Jim Caldwell, and the Colts forced to punt here. And the Redskins, with all their timeouts, with a chance. McNabb to Williams, it's incomplete. So it would come down to this 4th and 10, 1:48 left. And McNabb just trying to make something happen, looking for Armstrong, but he was well covered, and it is too long. And so the Indianapolis Colts go into the nation's capital, and they knock off the Washington Redskins. The 27-24 as McNabb is picked off in a Hail Mary attempt here, and the Redskins fall to 3-3. So the Colts improving to 4-2. Everybody just slowed down on whether it's the demise of the Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning in full control, 25 of 38, 307 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. The Redskins are making a late effort to see if they can pull this one out, but it was not to be.
Texans still have never won in Indianapolis. They squander a golden opportunity tonight facing a banged-up Indianapolis Colts team. Peyton Manning getting ready as Indianapolis entering the night at 4-2, having to play without a couple of key players. No Dallas Clark, Joseph Adai, Austin Collie also on the shelf. First quarter, no score. Mike Hart running right. He's going 35 yards down to the Houston 43-yard line, and that Indianapolis offense wasting no time. 6 plays later, this is 3rd and goal. Manning into the end zone for the touchdown, and Indy would take a 7-0 lead.
That's Jacob Tamme filling in for Dallas Clark, getting the first touchdown.
Matt Schaub, guys, pressured all night long. They just could not protect him to the point where he felt comfortable.
Yeah, his eye level was down, and this hit here, you know, he feels it, even though he throws an incomplete pass, but this one here where Brackett comes up the middle and really hits him. Those are the kind of hits quarterbacks have a hard time overcoming and forgetting about.
Second quarter, Texans ball still down 7-0. This is 1st and 10. Schaub throwing. He's picked off by Kelvin Hayden. It's a pick 6. 25-yard return for the touchdown. And the Colts in business up 14-0.
They want to throw the ball left. It wasn't there. He thought he could throw it right. Never saw him. And there he was peeking down. These are the kind of mistakes you can't make. Head turn that way, come back. Nope.
And when they get a 14-0 lead, it takes the lessons the run game threat from Houston, which is how they beat Indianapolis in game 1.
Fast forward now to the third quarter. Indy has it up 17-3. This is 2nd and 9. Manning throwing right to Pierre Garçon, who was a question mark for this game with a hamstring strain. Looked pretty good on that play, getting down to the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you, Peyton Manning threw a heck of a block. You got to be careful
Stop
right there.
block.
Oh, man, that's
Stop
good.
block.
You got to love him.
Blocking Eugene Wilson on the play to free Garçon. 4 plays later, 3rd and 10. Manning throwing left, finds Reggie Wayne for the touchdown, and Indy up 24-3 at this point.
And that was a heck of a block by Gonzalez, wasn't it, out in the corner?
Yeah, now they're playing from behind, and everything's hard, and you got to be perfect.
So Houston has come from behind numerous times this season, still comfortable, but had to get their work going at this point. Arian Foster, 14-yard pickup. 3 plays later, 3rd and short. Schaub throwing deep down the sideline, finding Andre Johnson for the touchdown. And the Texans showing a pulse, down 24-10.
Yeah, but now your defense has to rally, and it has to come back and get a 3 and out, maybe even a 6 and out, or whatever. But you got to get the ball back only down 24-10, and they don't.
It's 27-10 right here. Fourth quarter, Houston has it, 1st and 10. Schaub again trying to locate Johnson. Does 14 yards inside the 20.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to try and find number 80. It doesn't matter what the coverage, doesn't matter how many people are on him. He uncovers himself and makes the catch.
This is Arian Foster, that memorable opening day performance against the Colts. Didn't nearly have the kind of impact on Monday night. Into the end zone, and Houston within 10. Ensuing Indy possession. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Manning throwing right, finds Pierre Garçon for the 15-yard completion.
Yeah. What you like about the Colts with Peyton Manning is they never stop trying to score. They understand the importance of keep building the lead. They milked the clock as far as they could. Gonzalez was hurt on that, wasn't he, Charles?
Yeah, he was hurt on a previous play and wasn't able to finish the route.
Colts would go on to kick the field goal to make it 30-17. And then 2 possessions later, Texans have it. Schaub to Johnson for the 21-yard gain. Johnson, though, comes up limping, leaves the game, but would come back. 6 plays later, 3rd and 10, Schaub pressured. And, Michael, we've seen this before. Freeney coming around the end, stripping it loose, and then he recovers.
Yeah, that's exactly how Colts win. They build the lead. They get you down in those final drives. Freeney strips the ball out. You need to be perfect. You need an onside kick. You get neither. Colts get the ball back. Colts get the win.
Well, Arian Foster still goes for 102 yards, but not even half of what his output was back in week number 1 when he went for 231 yards, including 3 second-half touchdowns.
All right, let's check in with Dallas's NFC East brethren, Michael Vick and the Philadelphia Eagles. Michael Vick back after missing 3 games with that rib injury. How about Shady McCoy? First play from scrimmage for the Eagles. And McCoy goes 62 yards before he's brought down.
I like the way you start a game. Is Mike Vick stretching the field wide as long as Deshaun Jackson stretching it deep and McCoy just hitting you in the middle?
Well, you brought him up here, Michael. A Vick to Deshaun Jackson, who's back after missing a game with a concussion. The Eagles just like that on top 7-0. Peyton Manning looking for Reggie Wayne. Picked off by Asante Samuel.
You can't double pump that ball with this Philadelphia Eagles defense, especially with Asante Samuel in the secondary. Still one of the better corners in the game today.
Led to a David Akers field goal. Manning's first pick in his last 106 throws. Second quarter, 13-0. Manning for Reggie Wayne, 11 yards. Andy Reid challenges, saying the ball hit the ground, but the play stood. Second and goal. Manning to Jacob Tamme. Remember, Dallas Clark gone for the year. Mr. Tamme, you're going to be busy.
Yeah, he comes out of nowhere, scores a touchdown last week, does it again here. Little bubble screen on the outside for the score.
13-7, 16-7 now. Manning to Austin Crowley, who takes a shot.
Clean hit.
Yeah, clean hit.
Quentin Michael is called for unnecessary roughness after he and Kirk Coleman laid him up. I'm not so sure there was a lot that Kirk Coleman could have done there either.
Clean hit.
Yeah. Defenders are trying to hit to the shoulders and the body.
Yeah, it is clean.
It's unfortunate. Luckily, he is okay, right?
Yes.
Austin Crowley suffering.
Praying for you, man.
Yeah.
Andy Reid wanted to challenge that as a completion and a fumble, but he could not because he was out of challenges. Javaris James, this is Edge's cousin from Michael.
From the U.
Bloodline.
16-14.
Go get it in.
Colts just keep trotting out these players. Third quarter now, Michael Vick.
And he's just trotting out of the pocket.
He can do, huh?
Do what you do, Mike Vick.
Here's what makes him special. Right there.
Nobody else can do that in this league.
In the world, Coach. In the world.
32 yards, led to a 1-yard big touchdown. Eagles on top 26-17. Fourth quarter here on a 4th and 18. Last chance for Peyton Manning and company. Manning is dropped, but there's a flag on the play.
This is a horrible
Trent Cole called for unnecessary roughness.
This is a horrible call.
Says he hit his helmet.
But it's not the intention to hit his helmet. His intention is swipe for the ball. It's not intentional.
But the rule does say if you hit a quarterback in the helmet, they're going to call that prime every time as the interpretation of the rule. Javaris James there gets in with a touchdown. 26-24. Colts have all 3 timeouts. Deshaun Jackson gets a first down here. So the Colts elect not to use one of their timeouts, and the clock ticks down to 1:06. 3rd and 7, 54 seconds left. Robert Mathis is able to trip up Michael Vick. So the Colts use their last timeout here with 47 seconds left. See if they can get Adam Vinatieri in the field goal range. All right, 33 seconds left. Manning steps up to Tamme. 11 yards to their own 41. Tamme, a big day, 108 yards. 3rd and 10 now. Manning looking for Blair White. But it's picked off by Samuel. So Michael Vick,
go down.
Jackson and the Eagles come up with the 26-24 victory.
The Indianapolis Colts coming off of a loss last week in Philadelphia, taking on the Cincinnati Bengals coming off of a tough home loss against Pittsburgh. Mark, what do you mean by that?
You'll see.
Oh, let's talk about it. You throw behind your shoulder.
Right there. Let's blame it on Chad.
Why?
Yeah.
That's
what they usually do.
Oh, okay. So your tongue's firmly planted in the cheek then.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Right.
Next Bengals possession. Palmer looking for T.O., but here comes Super Bowl hero. Kelvin Hayden doing what he did in the Super Bowl.
I feel bad for the offense. The defense. They've been playing their butts off, but this offense is not giving them any help.
Carson's second pick 6 of the season. Bengals down 10-0 just like that. 17-3 when Palmer finds Ocho Cinco. What a catch by Chad here.
Great concentration with his hands and also getting both feet in.
But they left too much time left. As you could see the great play here. They left 1:06 left for Peyton Manning. So of course he's going to turn that into points. He did, making a field goal drive count for the Colts at the end of the half. So they're up 10 in the third quarter. And also in the fourth quarter, 2010 to score here when Palmer's pick.
Floating away, not stepping in the throw, throwing off your back foot. It's going to happen. It's been happening all season for these guys.
23-10 as that pick led to a field goal. Ensuing Bengals possession, it's another interception. Aaron Francisco. T.O. tweeted an apology after this game.
To who?
His fans.
Who?
Do you think that was Palmer's fault?
Catch that?
What was that?
He's tired of them playing like this week in and week
He has
out.
been playing out of his skull this year, T.O., or to his abilities, as I'm sure he would say. Jermaine Gresham with a catch. So all of a sudden, wait a minute.
Right, let's make a game of this
they
here.
They do, and then they go on sides with a little funky little two-step there by the special teams. And you know what? They get the ball. It's recovered by the Bengals.
All right, let's go win this thing.
Pierre Garçon called for unsportsmanlike conduct for taking off his helmet after the ball was knocked loose from Pierre.
Ooh.
He thought he had the ball, but the Bengals are ruled with possession at the bottom of the scrum.
They're fighting for it.
Jim Caldwell can't believe it. He challenges it. He doesn't get his challenge, and the Bengals get the ball in quality field position, and that is when Jermaine Gresham fumbles it.
What happens when 7-6-7 gets to the ball.
And that's the way the Bengals finally run out of gas to fall to 2-7, and the Colts improve to 6-3. A very tough day for Ocho Cinco again.
What's become the best new school rivalry in the National Football League. Tom Brady.
And he ain't no joke.
And the Patriots taking on Peyton Manning and the Colts. Manning 5-1 in his last 6 games against the Patriots, looking for Blair White here, but Brandon Merriweather does a nice job with the pitch.
Yeah, just a little bit of an overthrow by Peyton Manning, something you don't see much of, but Merriweather does a great job of catching that ball in his hands, something DBs, Dion, are not very good at, but he catches it there.
And the Patriots pounce to Wes Welker for a touchdown. It's Welker's first TD in 8 games.
He's been suffering without Randy Moss, but this guy in between the numbers is the best in the game.
How good a job, Coach, is Tom Brady doing without Randy Moss, getting all these young kids involved?
Yeah, you got the young tight end, Aaron Hernandez right here from Florida, and Gronkowski, these rookie tight ends, spreading it around, and he's doing a great job with them.
Have we ever seen Peyton Manning move like this in the pocket?
He leaves to the right, throws all the way across to the left. That's kind of a cardinal sin, but he got away with it this time.
25 yards to Donald Brown. And Manning and the Colts now, they're going to keep coming your way, Michael.
Yeah, you see it right there. Peyton, when he puts that ball out, so many defenders goes with that cell. He just turns around, and boy, what a touchdown.
14-7 here. Austin Collie had concussion-like symptoms. Actually even took his helmet away from him because they didn't want him even thinking about getting back in the game. So that's when Peyton Manning went back to old reliable. Reggie Wayne, 28 yards for a first down.
And many people say, Peyton don't have any weapons, but Reggie Wayne does not miss games. He continues as one of the best receivers in the game.
And how about this throw? You've seen it a million times.
It's perfect.
It's gorgeous. 11 yards for the touchdown. Colts go 85 yards in 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Danny Woodhead becoming a key figure, Michael, in this offense.
Man, I love this guy, man. Danny Woodhead played so hard today, and you'll see that was a good play there. And I love this. Now, watch this right here. Woodhead, a guy that runs hard, small, but doesn't show much emotions. I love this part right here. I'm going to take that right there, y'all. I told y'all just because I'm the small guy.
If I didn't see he and Wes Welker in the same picture, I would think that they're the same guy.
How about this?
The next one
tackle on Brandon James.
Amazing. Go on down, make a tackle. This guy can do it all.
Earn that minimum.
Peyton Manning looking for Pierre Garçon. Who's he throwing it to?
All right, well, we'll take a look at this. There's a miscommunication here between receiver and quarterback.
And Peyton Manning, he didn't want to see any pictures.
Darn it, I didn't see it the right way to coach him up now. Presented by Geico. Play action pass. It's going to be comebacks on the outside against 2 deep zone. They'll convert to 3 verticals like this, okay? But it's play action, and all of a sudden the DBs, they don't play cover 2 prime. They go to 3 deep zone, and Devin McCourty down here from Rutgers plays 3 deep. This is going to go to a comeback. It's not a fade, Peyton. Peyton throws the fade. Interception. There's a miscommunication. Devin McCourty, the rookie from Rutgers, on the interception.
Ooh,
31-14 in the fourth quarter. Dion, we have seen this before. Why are the Colts always in these games? Why are they so dangerous?
Because they have Peyton Manning. He mans the offense like an offensive coordinator. One of the best in the business.
First and goal now, Blair White. Blair who?
The walk-on at Michigan State University. Easy touchdown.
31-21, 8 minutes left. Here come the Patriots. Brady looking for Deion Branch. They wanted a flag. Didn't get it on a 3rd and 4.
Great coverage.
Yeah, it was a little bumping and running there.
But within 5 yards.
Yes, it
Close
was.
to 5 yards. So it's Manning to Pierre Garçon, who rips it away. And there's a penalty on the play. Tully Vance Kane called for unsportsmanlike conduct. Mm-hmm. And Kyle DeVan, little acting job right here.
Gee. Little Academy Award.
Good acting by the big fella.
So Manning now, the very next play on 1st and 10, back to the Blair White project, who lunges out for the touchdown. 31-28. The Colts scored 2 touchdowns with 3 minutes and 11 seconds, and they do it again. Tom Brady now on a 3rd and 7, almost picked off by Tywan Hagler.
They were lucky right there.
Faked the blitz and he dropped back into coverage. Great play. But you got to make those plays against guys like Peyton Manning as well as Tom Brady.
Was there any doubt, Michael, that Peyton Manning was going to march the Colts down the field?
There was never any doubt when you saw this play happen. And Norm Turner used to always tell us the first down in drives like these are very important.
And remember a year ago in a 4th and 2 game, a similar occurrence took place as Reggie Wayne can't hold on to that ball, but the Colts were down 31-14, and they scored 3 touchdowns to go ahead and win that game. So here we go. Manning now on a 3rd and 6 to Reggie Wayne, down to the Patriots 24.
We're in field goal range.
24-yard line, guys.
All right, on the very next play, though, Manning has to step up. Can't get enough on it, and James Sanders comes up with the huge pick.
Huge. You don't see this very often. Now, Peyton had a slide inside here. Seems to be throwing this off balance. Didn't get on it. What he wanted, interception.
And the Patriots hold on. Antonio Gates going to try and give it a go. Missed a couple of games with that plantar fasciitis. Peyton Manning just always had issues with this Chargers defense in that 3-4. He hits Pierre Garçon here for 10 yards. It's the 12th play of this drive on a 3rd and goal. It's Manning to Jacob Tamme. You know, they're decimated by injuries.
They are decimated by injuries, but Jacob Tamme has really replaced Dallas Clark very well. I like their opening drive in the end zone.
Colts on top 7-0, but here's where it started to fall apart. Manning picked off by Kevin Burnett, who takes it back 29 yards. We just don't see this that often, Michael.
You don't, but the San Diego Chargers play tight coverage on the Colts receivers every time they play.
All right, the second quarter here, and Manning's arm hit by Antoine Barnes. Stephen Cooper is there. It's his 16th career interception versus the Chargers, including the playoffs. He has more picks than touchdown passes. Colts down 16-7, and it's Peyton Manning to Pierre Garçon. Garçon trying to make something happen. 30 yards down to the 5. And here's another one of these players, Dion, that Colts literally just picked up off the street. Blair White here with the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, what you just talked about, Garçon, you got Reggie Wayne on the other side. What is Phillip Rivers throwing to on the other side? You talk about decimated with injury. Speaking of that,
he got hurt.
Vincent Jackson on the bench with a calf injury. Phillip Rivers says, that's okay. I got plenty of weapons I can go to.
This guy has just about 2 broken feet. How is he making plays? And he continues to just make plays.
All right, Rivers now trying to get out of harm's way, but he's sacked by Eric Foster. So the Colts defense trying to do what it can to keep Indy in the game. It led to a Chargers field goal, 19-14. Peyton Manning steps up, and Eric Weddle got away with a little rough stuff there. Got to pull Wayne to the ground, stepped in front for a pick.
He even looked back to see was the flag thrown when he was running with the ball for a touchdown.
He knew he had him. It's not a penalty if you don't get called, right?
And Manning, incredulous, could not believe there was not a flag on the play. Looking for Wayne. It was this kind of night. Hit him right in the chest.
Yeah, that's not the first one that he's dropped. He had a tough night, and it was hard for Peyton to get on track.
Colts decide to go for here on 4th and 4, and why not? But Manning cannot connect to Jacob Tamme. They turn the ball over on downs. And on the Chargers ensuing possession,
It's Phillip Rivers. And he hits Gates here. 9 yards down to the 9-yard line. Can't say enough about Gates' toughness. You guys know what it's like to play with that plantar fasciitis, those toe injuries. He's on the football field, as is this big bowling ball. Mike Tolbert.
Go ahead, big fella.
What was that? I don't know, but it looked like it hurt.
33-14. Manning dumps it off.
That hurt.
James.
That hurt.
He puts it on the ground. Paul Oliver recovers. And it was that kind of day for Peyton Manning. Here is a 4th interception.
One case now.
Thrown by Peyton Manning.
You don't see that very often. He had 3 last week.
Big Cy on the bench. 7 interceptions in the last 2 games for Peyton Manning. Peyton performed like this in back-to-back games. Manning and company hoping to snap a 2-game losing streak. Tashard Choice playing. Marion Barber inactive, and Choice more than up for the challenge. 20 yards there for the touchdown. Cowboys on top, 7-0.
Little light.
But, Coach, this was the beginning of a long day for number 18.
Yeah, it wasn't, his day. He was forcing the ball. Didn't seem like he saw defenders at times and ended up throwing it to the other team much too often.
And, Michael, here's another example of that, this time looking for Blair White. What is the issue here as Orlando Scandard picks it off?
And, this is the part that is amazing when you're talking about Peyton Manning. Not that he's throwing interceptions, but that he's missing guys. He's not seeing the defense. This is what has been his specialty since he's been in the league. But it is a beautiful play by Scandard.
The one thing, though, we know, Prime, about Peyton, he's always going to keep coming. Here he finds Pierre Garcon.
He is relentless. He threw that ball before Garcon even came out of his break. That's timing, that's chemistry, that's knowing what to do in the right moment.
17-7 Dallas at the break, 3rd quarter. It is Manning to Reggie Wayne for the 34-yard touchdown, and all of a sudden, Colts are down by just 3. He's from the U.
He's from the U, Coach.
All right, they're down 20-14. You just cannot have these type of turnovers. They swing games. This time it's Sean Lee.
Sean Lee from Penn State now reads the quarterback's eyes. It's a little stick nod by Blair White. Another interception, pick 6.
Both Sean Lee and Orlando Scandrick getting their first career interceptions returned for touchdowns. And you saw him there talking to Blair White as if that was Blair White's fault, but that's all Peyton.
That's all Peyton. And Coach, you're right. Hearing you say Sean Lee's a rookie, young guy, reading Peyton's eyes, that sounded crazy, but that's exactly what happened.
But he does have Reggie Wayne, who made a great 40-yard grab there. And then Todd Smith
right now
blocks a punt here and recovers it in the end zone. So Javaris James had a 1-yard touchdown after that Reggie Wayne catch. And then the Colts go up 28-27 here. And Tashard Choice, though, maybe the Cowboys have found a main man in the backfield.
They got to find a way to get this guy involved more. He's explosive, and he knows what to do with the ball.
He was a stop short of the goal line here at his first career 100-yard game.
He was serious.
So on the next play, the Cowboys they're going to kick a field goal here. And David Beeler knocks it down, but there is a penalty on the play. Eric Foster is called for leverage. You cannot do this. You cannot step onto an offensive lineman there and leapfrog, try and get a leg up.
That's not his vertical?
No can do.
Can't do it in extend.
And just in case, here's the rule. Rule 12. Section 3, Article 1, placing a hand or hands on a teammate or opponent to gain additional height in the block or attempt to block an opponent's kick. You can't do it.
Can't do it.
And so the Cowboys get another crack at the end zone. And it's kicked out of Jason Witten.
Look at getting the check. The front side, Mooch is not there. He goes all the way through his check, all his progressions, go to the backside, and Jason Witten ran a great route.
Cowboys go for 2, get it. They lead 35-28. But there's 2:27 left for Peyton Manning. And how about the job that Reggie Wayne did on this drive, Michael? You can tell they've spent years together.
Yeah, Reggie 200 yards today. And you talking about Peyton doesn't have anybody to throw to. He has Reggie Wayne to throw to, and he was throwing him.
Targeted him 20 times, Mike.
Here it is again. Oh, what a great catch.
An amazing grab by Reggie Wayne right there. The play was reviewed by the booth because it was under 2 minutes. But as you can see, Wayne had his arm underneath. And now 2 plays later with 33 seconds left, Javaris James. We're tied up at 35 and headed to overtime. So on the Colts' second possession on a 3rd and 4, you have got to be kidding me.
Well, what a wonderful play by Michael Jenkins.
Great
We watched this before with Ty Law when he was with the New England Patriots, dropping back, perfectly reading that play and making a play on the throw.
Sean Lee gets his second pick of the day. David Beeler from 38 yards away. The Cowboys have won 3 of 4 under interim head coach Jason Garrett. 38-35 the final. Meanwhile, more than a few Manning firsts here. The first time he's thrown back-to-back games with 2 pick sixes. The first time he's thrown 3 or more interceptions in 3 straight games. And the first time he's thrown 4 picks in 2 straight games.
Thursday night football, where your weekend always starts right here. Week 14 went down with Jeff Fisher and the Tennessee Titans needing this win just as much as Manning, who came in with 3 straight losses. The Titans were once upon a time 5-2. They came in at 5-7, and this was the first mistake of the game for the Tennessee Titans right there, as Pierre Garçon is interfered with by Michael Griffin. He grabbed a bit of jersey, did he not?
Yeah, it's hard to find safeties that can really cover like an Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu. It's hard.
That led to a Javaris James 1-yard score. Second quarter, Kerry Collins and Kenny Britt back after a several-game absence. And Dwight Freeney comes from all the way on the other side of the field to knock the ball loose. The Colts recover.
That's what this defense does. It hustles, it pursues, and it's relentless to the ball. Here they get a takeaway.
What a big-time play right there, and it put Peyton Manning right back on the field, and he went right at Cortland Finnegan all night, Dion.
This was a great arm bar by Reggie Wayne. Usually receiver puts his arm up. Reggie Wayne swatted his arm down, which took his momentum away from the ball.
This time Chris Hope is on Reggie Wayne, and that's a flag right there on 3rd down. The Titans kept on committing penalties in the red zone.
These were some of the calls that were not getting called, like in the San Diego game, in the New England game. Tonight they got those calls.
So 1st down for the Colts now at the 2. Instead of getting off the field, they watched Pierre Garçon catch the touchdown pass, first of the night for him, and that's a 2-score lead now. His 13th straight year as Peyton Manning has 25 or more touchdown passes in a single season. 2 Titans drives later, look out, disaster. Ken Amato snaps it over Brett Kern's head. Taj Smith, who's been a special teams demon
Johnny
lately.
on the spot kind of guy.
He has been Taj on the spot. Colts set up shop inside the red zone, and you don't want to do that with Peyton Manning back in from, as you heard him say moments ago, from a place where he didn't know where he was. But at any rate, that's a 2nd touchdown catch of the night for Pierre Garçon. First time in his career he's ever done that. Colts up 21-0. 15 straight quarters it looked like the Titans would go without scoring an offensive touchdown when Chris Johnson makes a play out of the backfield on the dump-off pass. Johnson then would take it in from there with his first rushing touchdown in 3 weeks. 21-7 at the half, and then the Titans got the ball to start the second half. Randy Moss did a lot of that tonight.
Sure didn't play much.
Kenny Britt was back, and he was the man taking over the number 1 receiver spot, even though he didn't start. And Kenny Britt on an 18-yard corral and a 1st down to the 8, converting on 3rd down. And this crucial opening possession of the second half wound up with a touchdown. Turn those machines back on. We've got a game. Craig Stevens with a 7-yard score. Titans' first touchdown pass in 3 weeks also. So it's a 1-possession game. 3rd and goal on the Colts' next drive. Reggie Wayne broken up by Blair White.
What a great defensive play by Blair White.
I mean, this rookie obviously wasn't in the right place, right? I mean,
and those are some of the things that Peyton Manning has been trying to work through with the young guys.
So Adam Vinatieri has to come on for a field goal settle right there. It's now a 13-point lead when here comes Chris Johnson out of the backfield.
Sooner or later, he's going to break one, and he's so dynamic in the open field.
Mooch, did you hear that he's fast?
Oh, yeah. He's fast.
Faster than fast, and a 13-point lead now is cut down to 6. Touchdown, Bo Scaife, who had a horrible moment last week, dropping a surefire touchdown pass in a crucial spot, makes up for it there. 6-point game, 3rd and 5 with less than 5 minutes to go, and he didn't go for it. Jeff Fisher decided to punt.
Yeah, with 1 or 2 minutes, you have to go for it for sure. With 4.5, it's an either-or thing.
And you knew what was going to happen. Peyton Manning or somebody was going to make a play, and it's Pierre Garçon getting out of a whole host of Titans trying to tackle him, and that's a big-time play instead of getting off the field potentially. Garçon breaks a play. Chris Hope doesn't wrap up.
It's the kind of play when somebody think the other guy's going to get him, you think the other guy's going to get him, you don't give it your full effort. Great play by Garcon.
That poor tackling led to a field goal by Adam Vinatieri, and you saw Peyton Manning have a nice jolly moment with his injury-reserved all-pro tight end Dallas Clark, who's making the trips with the Colts, who made a very important business trip here to Tennessee, and they come out with a crucial win. The Titans now fall to 5-8, and you have to wonder how in the world they're going to have a roadmap to the playoffs if they win out. By taking a look at the standings right here, you have to figure the winner of this division is going to have an above 500 record, and now the Titans will have to go eventually into that good night with the VY/Jeff Fisher scenario.
Jacksonville Jaguars, for the first time in the AFC South's existence, sat just 4 quarters away from the division title. All they had to do was go and beat Peyton Manning in Indianapolis with the top rushing attack against one of the worst rushing teams. And look who had the best rushing day out of everybody. Donald Brown, everybody. 49 yards up the gut on the opening drive, down to the Jaguars 7, and the next play, back after missing a couple of games with a concussion, is Austin Collie, and Manning finds him in the end zone.
Yeah, nice route, nice corner route. Wide open, easy touchdown play.
7-0. It's 7-3 in the second quarter when Manning finds Austin Collie again, this time over the middle on the run. Another touchdown. 14-3 Indianapolis.
When you play action like that, it brings the linebackers up one step, and that's all they need to get out of position. One step with Peyton Manning.
Now, we show this punt for a couple of reasons. One, because Mike Thomas takes it the route for 78 yards, but it did seem as if Thomas was waving for a fair catch before he caught the ball, and Jim Caldwell thinks that too.
It's a little trick. I used to use that trick all the time. It seems like you're shadowing.
What's he doing? Shooting a fly?
Yeah, fly? No, sometimes, like if you're outdoors, you're trying to block the lights, but that's not what he did.
He's indoors.
It's not a valid signal.
Play stood. Austin Collie was not standing after this. And after the game, Reggie Wayne told our Karen Henderson he didn't think that Collie's concussion was as serious as the previous one, but you know it's easier to get concussions after you've had a couple, as Collie has. And he left and would not return.
I'm praying for you, man.
Colts led this game 14-10 at the half. Third quarter, Maurice Jones-Drew, as the Jaguars are going for it on 4th and 1 disaster. They're going for it on their own 39, and it looked as if Maurice Jones was expecting a handoff, but Garrard flipped it.
No, you got penetration from the outside. He took his eyes off the pitch.
And the ensuing Colts possession. Here's Donald Brown taking it in 43 yards away. The Colts can't run it, huh?
Just when you think the Jags are going to dominate in the run game, they don't, and the Colts run the ball better than ever.
14 rushes for $129 for Brown. Now it's 2 touchdowns. The Colts are on top. What a play by Mercedes Lewis. Down to the Colts 6, worthy of another.
No alligator arms there. He extended and got that thing played nice and tall.
Nice play. Next play, Garrard to his other hyphenated player, Mike Sims Walker, wide open. Touchdown Jaguars down just 7. It's a 10-point game with 3:21 to go. David Garrard finds Rashad Jennings out of the backfield, and he takes it 25 yards.
Nice hits. Nice
missed tackles.
6 plays later, right after the 2-minute warning, David Garrard to Sims Walker again.
Nice catch on the bad shotgun snap. Got it in there for the score.
3-point game again, but with 1 timeout to go and no 2-minute warning in front. And that guy right there, you got to go on sides. And this one wasn't a David Akers special. Right to Dewan Hagler.
Horrible onside kick.
Hagler's had a heck of a month on special teams. Block punts. And he gets that one to wrap this game up. And the Jaguars and Colts are now tied at 8-6. The Colts currently have the tiebreaker. The Colts are in the AFC South.
Don't sleep on the Raiders. Don't sleep on the Raiders next week.
And they're going out there while the Jaguars are at home for the Redskins, and then they're at the Texans while the Colts finish the Titans.
For the Colts, taking on the Oakland Raiders. Joseph Adai active for the first time in 6 weeks.
There's Cabes.
Tom Cable.
Why are we showing a kickoff?
Well, it's the opening kickoff, Jacoby Ford.
And he's either a big player or the boo-boo. I tell you what, I know Pro Bowl voting has already gone in, but something is wrong is you're not putting this guy in the Pro Bowl as the return specialist.
He's done that before this year several times.
99 yards, his 3rd kick return this season for a touchdown, a franchise record. Peyton Manning, though, on a 3rd and 7 to Reggie Wayne, 15 yards and a first down. 1st and goal now, it's Joseph Adai.
Yeah, that's what they've been missing now. A little bit of the run and the threat of the run with Joseph Adai.
Colts tied up at 7. Down 13-10 in the second quarter. 46 seconds left. Manning to Pierre Garçon. But Chris Johnson called for pass interference. So that set up this. 41 seconds now from the 18. It's Manning to Jacob Tamme for the touchdown.
Well, he's had a nice year, backing up for Dallas Clark, and Tamme has really been productive.
Colts up 17-13 at the break. 17-16 in the third quarter. Manning looking for Blair White. Another pass interference call. This one on a Stanford route. And really, Raiders hurt themselves with all these penalties.
Let them play.
Let them play.
Manning now to Blair White. Great job sticking the football across the goal line. Colts up 24-16. And in the fourth, it is Manning looking for Pierre Garçon. But Chris Johnson is there for the pick. So the Raiders are trying to climb back in it.
Aggressive
right there.
That defense for the Raiders is stepping it up.
Sebastian Janikowski knocked home a 45-yard field goal. The Colts come right back. It is Manning on a 3rd and 9 to Tamme for 13 yards.
These are tight ends beating safeties. I don't understand it.
Manning to Garçon.
There's your classic back shoulder throw. Prime. That's impossible.
That's impossible to cover. It's impossible to defend.
31-19. Jason Campbell now looking for Lewis Murphy for a 26-yard gain on a 1st and 20.
Florida State guy.
A minute 54 left.
Yeah.
It's Campbell to Zach Miller. But
It's no quitting, Jason Campbell, friend.
Too little, too late. 31-26. Tamme now recovers the onside kick. He had 78 yards. And here comes Peyton Manning now on a 3rd and 2.
My favorite.
Oh, Peyton, run! Run, Peyton! Run. No.
I thought he was going to hold it up for you. Make prime time. This was smart football because game is over if he hook slides with 2 feet forward. Nice slide, Peyton, and kneel on the ball. Well done.
Colts Titans. Much different situation for the Colts this week, 17. There was an area sighting of Curtis Painter on the field as Peyton Manning and the Colts needed to win this game to wrap up the AFC South against the Tennessee Titans, and this was a field goal battle for the first quarter and a half. Dominic Rhodes back in the mix for the banged-up Colts. 12-yard gain, 7 plays later. Manning to Blair White, who takes it inside the 10-yard line, setting up the first touchdown of the game. That being the old reliable combination, Peyton Manning to my guest on the podcast this week, Reggie Wayne. Touchdown.
Nice double screen, easy. 2 receivers out there blocking the most dangerous people. Walk in.
13-6. Third quarter. Kerry Collins and the Titans, very game. They had it all clicking on offense today in a way they really haven't had it in the second half. Nate Washington, 38-yard gain.
Since Vince left.
3 plays later, third quarter, even with Vince in there. The offense wasn't looking like this. Wide
How
open.
do you get that open, coach?
Well, it's either a double move or a busted coverage.
13 all. Collins is fist pumping. Colts next possession, 3rd and 7. 5th play of the drive. Manning to Blair White. Picks up the first down. Next play, it is Peyton Manning to Peter Wade.
A lot of play-action passes because the emphasis lately has been on the run. Beautiful throw to Pierre Garçon.
30-yard touchdown. Nice French accent. It's a 7-point lead again. Titans coming right back. 3rd and 5 for the Colts, 24. Kerry Collins to Damian Williams move the chains. 2 plays later, Kerry Collins to CJ 2K out of the backfield, and it's a tied game. Look at all these touchdowns.
This is a slugfest. He's got this team. Jeff Fisher's got this team still fighting.
Tied at 20 in a game many people think would be Jeff Fisher's last. Minute 46 left in the game. Peyton Manning, he's got the ball last. But Dominic Rhodes puts it on the turf. Michael Griffin recovers for the Titans.
Put it away, Mike. Hold it up.
Could Rob Barones put it away for the Titans?
No.
The ball comes loose.
It's out.
It's out.
So here come the Titans. 2 plays after getting it back, they get it right.
No, he did.
Fumbled snap. So just when you thought maybe they'd take the clock down, Rob Barones wins it with his leg.
In the NFL.
And they did that.
Week 17.
Week 17.
In the fourth quarter.
With one of the more veteran quarterbacks still in the game. And, you knew it was going to happen.
You knew it was going to happen. It's evident.
I mean, you give Peyton Manning another shot at it with less than 3 minutes to go at home.
Rookie.
He finds Blair White for 20 yards. 2 plays later, 37 ticks to go. Manning to Jacob Tamme over the middle. And they only have one of the more stone-cold accurate
place kickers in the history of the National Football League. With mere ticks to go, Adam Vinatieri wraps up the AFC South.
It's a wrap.
For the Indianapolis Colts. After all is said and done, the Colts win it again in the division.
Lucas Oil Stadium. Jets and Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan said, hey, we're the best team in the postseason, and we're going to the Super Bowl to win it. But he doesn't get past
personal.
Peyton Manning and company first. A rematch of the AFC Championship game from a year ago. Manning looking for Pierre Garçon. Antonio Cromartie right there. Cromartie and Revis.
Yeah, they locked down corners. To beat the Jets, you got to beat those two, and he did.
Still no score here until now. Manning finally finds Garçon. 57 yards. Colts on top. 7-0. And what happened here, Rob?
He did a great job. Tight coverage. He has to play off. He stemmed him outside. He went outside, and once he went outside, he came back in, and he had the whole field to work with. And it's hard to cover somebody the whole width of the field.
Rex Ryan making sure that Cromartie and his defense, that they know, guys, this is it right here. On the ensuing Jets possession on a 3rd and 4. Great grab by Santonio.
He's been coming up big all season long. 3rd downs, 1st down. He's a complete receiver.
2nd and 13 now, and it's Sanchez to Holmes again. 14 yards to the Colts 19. Jets using a timeout. Now to play action. All he had, Dustin Keller.
He has to get the ball down.
Couple of high throws from Mark Sanchez here. Rex Ryan can't believe it.
Got to make those count.
On the very next play, Sanchez has Keller again, but he overthrows him. Keller looking for a flag, not to be. All day here on 3rd and 10.
Don't do it.
Should have hit Keller as he was crossing the field, waited too late. Picked off by Justin Tryon, who brings it back to the Colts 23. So they don't get any points at the end of the first half. Colts on top 7-0. But in the 3rd quarter, the mood changed. Jets got a little bit more physical. Opening drive on a 3rd and 3. Sanchez stands in the pocket, and he hits Keller for a 20-yard gain. And the running game started to pick up. LaDainian Tomlinson with fresh legs, Dion.
Fresh legs. I mean, this guy came with the commonality like Jason Taylor defensively. We want to win a championship, and that's all he's focused on.
1st and goal at the Colts 1. Tomlinson gets in for the touchdown. Jets, they go 10 plays in 5 minutes and 12 seconds. 63 yards to tie the game at 7. 3rd and 9, and Joseph Adai picks up 14 yards. Colts on these 3rd and longs going to the running game. 3rd and 1, though, that's where they had a problem. Dominic Rhodes jacked up by David Harris and led to an Adam Vinatieri field goal. 4-time Colts were stopped on 3rd and 1. Colts up 10-7. 4th quarter now. 3rd and 7. Sanchez steps up and now flips it to Tomlinson, who takes it 9 yards for the 1st down.
That little flip scares me. It does.
3 plays later, it's Sanchez rolling out.
He doesn't want to, though.
He's going to take your
Do
advice,
what you
Dion.
do. Oh, that's for tomorrow. That's for Mike Vick. Not bad.
And Peyton Manning, all he can do is sit on the bench. Jets offense, keeping the Colts offense off the football field. Tomlinson gets in for the 2nd time.
A little flip.
14-10. Fireman Ed.
Fireman Ed is everywhere.
Well.
He's a fireman.
Riding a red truck everywhere.
24 seconds on that jet drive. 3rd and 7. Dominic Rhodes for 9 yards and a 1st down. 3rd and 8. It's Manning to Garçon.
I don't understand why you press and then you bail and let that guy just run a
Go ahead. Got beat deep a little earlier.
He was scared.
That's why.
21 yards to the 18. Another 3rd and 7. Not this time for Rhodes. Brodney Poole is there. So Adam Vinatieri and the Colts electing to kick the field goal as opposed to try to go for it. With just over 4 minutes left. Colts down 14-13, 4:37. 3rd and 5 here for the Jets on the ensuing possession. Holmes can't squeeze it. So the Jets forced to punt here with 3:10 left. Colts have all 3 timeouts. Steve Weatherford back to punt.
Oh, my goodness.
Blair White calls for the fair catch, but Rod, you saw something.
Is he a Colt tomorrow?
Taj Smith called for running into the kicker. Look at the acting job.
That was a great acting job now.
He feels awful.
They have the Golden Globe getting ready to shoot. Come on.
3rd and 5. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's first down. It's another 3rd and 5 with 2:51 left.
Oh, he had a great call. 3rd and short. You got to take a shot. You know the cornerbacks are squatting. You got the coverage you wanted.
Jets are going to get the ball, or the Colts are going to get the ball with 1 timeout left. 2:36. Manning to Jacob Tamme. No one in the National Football League had more receptions since Week 8 than Jacob Tamme. 2nd and 4. Manning to Blair White. 12 yards down to the Jet 36. Adam Vinatieri certainly has been here before. 3rd and 6. Can the Colts get it closer for Vinatieri? White can't hold on, so here comes Vinatieri for the go-ahead field goal with 57 seconds left from 51 yards away.
That'd have been good from 71 yards away.
Vinatieri knocks it down. So the Colts on top 16-14. What kind of magic does Sanchez have? But it's Cromartie back deep, not Brad Smith.
Good adjustment. Brad Smith was a little injured. Cromartie had given them a nice return earlier. Great call by the special teams coach.
Huge, 47 yards. 1st and 10, 45 seconds left. Sanchez to Edwards. It's a 9-yard gain, but he fumbled the ball. So inside of 2 minutes, they're going to take a look. And they ruled it was a catch and a fumble, but he recovers. So ends up being a 2nd and 1 as opposed to a 2nd and 10, 40 seconds left. Sanchez to Holmes, 11 yards.
Corners open because they're playing not to get beat deep.
And the Colts called timeout there.
I don't get that. I don't know why they call timeout.
He didn't understand it either.
Nice.
Sanchez to Edwards, who does a great job. Gets both feet down, 18 yards down to the 14-yard line.
Nice.
And finally, Sanchez comes up with the perfect throw. Jets now use their last timeout. So here's Nick Folk from 32 yards away. And Folk is fancy. Knocks it down. The Jets, with no time on the clock, Rex Ryan and company coming to Indianapolis, and they knock off Peyton Manning and the Colts 17-16. Manning had great success against Rex Ryan-led defenses, 5-1, but not to be Saturday night. Next up for the Jets, the Patriots in the divisional playoffs.